Hi, Wilson.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
man?
we seem to be following each other
I
everywhere
know,
we go.
right? I always want to ask you, did you in Castaway, did you like cry when he was like, Wilson?
I did, you know. You call me, there's not that often you
Thank
get your
you.
name called in a movie, you know, and everybody remembers it. So that's always a good thing. But we're here now, killing it, season 2. I was telling Rell, with TV these days, you don't know, if a season's going to make it past season 1. So
It's
people are
true.
always nervous about watching the show because they don't want to invest themselves emotionally into the characters until they get a season 2. Until now, the studio's committed, the network's committed, and now we can see where these characters are going. That being said, what are we getting from Craig and Jillian come season 2?
Well, season 2, you find we jump forward a little bit in the storyline. So they're no longer just doing the snake hunting competition. They've actually set up their saw palmetto berry farm. And so it's very exciting to see them making a tiny bit of progress. But
Yeah, they're
how
about
long will that
to go
last?
to first harvest and get paid. They're just about to do all this, and then they get punched in the face. It's all good.
Why the
Yeah.
jump? Why the time jump?
I think well, the show starts with like a flash forward, or we're in the present day with Craig's character, and he's this rich businessman. And I think it's kind of exciting that then we go back in time to see how he got to that point. So I think, why not fast forward the story a little and get us to
It's a
2017?
story device.
It's a story.
The thing I always say is that any first season, you're establishing characters, trying to give a little bit of who they are. Obviously, with Craig being one of the leads, we're getting a lot more. How much more are we getting to know about your character and the family, Craig?
The yeah, you're gonna see a lot more about my family, about my daughter and my ex-wife, and some there's gonna be some tension there. You're gonna see some more about my brother who is on the run because I sent him on the run, and so there's I don't know if he's dead or alive, but we think he's on the run. So we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, we'll definitely dive and see you know, how I navigate through all of this stuff.
How comfortable are each of you now with stakes? The first time it was a gimmick, but now we're in season 2. You get to
How
go.
come what? I didn't hear you.
How
What?
comfortable
How,
are you
how
with
comfortable
things?
are you with stakes?
Oh, comfortable. Oh yeah, I love him now. I'm cool. Like in the first scene, I got this gigantic one, and I've been cool for a while. I went to Australia one time with and there was the animal sanctuary, and so I ended up touching the snake, and I was like, oh, so chill and docile and nice to me, and I've been misled by Raiders of the Lost Ark in the Bible.
Claudia, obviously, what did you learn from season 1 that helps you grow as an actress come season 2? As we continue now, we're now invested in these characters. Are we seeing a difference in the characters, even though there's a time jump in terms of your acting and the character
Well,
themselves?
definitely, I feel like my character, we're seeing her in a really different situation because she's not just, doing 1 million gig economy jobs and trying to scrape by and get a tiny bit of money for food, etc. She doesn't live in a billboard car anymore. So yeah, she's really kind of different. You're seeing her in the most comfortable position she's been in a long time, but she's also very uncomfortable with being a boss and owning objects like cars.
Same with you, Craig. Is now that your character has found success?
Yeah, what he has to, like I was saying, navigate. It's like he has a different relationship with everybody in his life. He has to be this to Jillian, this to Isaiah, and this to this person, that, and down the line. So it's a stretch, with each one, because it's not you know how in real life, you have to navigate. And you're gonna talk to your daughter, and they're different than you talk to your boss. So it's just a representation of that.
Mhm. What do you think is going to get people to start watching Killing It season 2? You know, we got a glut of programs out there. Every day there's like a new streaming service coming up. You know, these are shows that are going to get better and get a new audience, or there's going to be something that pops. You know, it's like, especially when I say, you know, if you, Craig, being the lead in Black, there's a lot of Black product out there now, a lot of Black content. It's not like, oh, you know, we're going to watch and support because you're the only one. Nah, there's a lot of you guys nowadays on different channels. So it's a matter of like, you know, the day and the time. And even though we can find a time to watch it any time, you still got to market to a certain point where like, you got to check it out.
Please, God, tell me what the answer to that question is.
The question is, you know, what's the selling point?
What can we do? How do you get them? You know, they gotta. How do you get them to draw them in?
I wish I knew.
We the product is there. Because you know what happens all the time? It's like something to run, and then 5 years later, yo, I just saw such and such. Why'd that end? So it's you getting the word out. It's us delivering, you know, what we say we are, and it's word of mouth. It's people.
You need to walk outside with steak, you know, every day.
It's, you know, it's. I don't know, man. I don't know how to answer that question, but I know. But I hear what you're saying, because it is so much. So when I like in Banff, I was just in Banff, and Claudia presented me with an award. You know, and it's
the Sir Peter Houston of Comedy Award.
And So to get recognized in this field of all of this going on is such an honor, and it's so sacred, and people's attention is so sacred. So you just, you know, let them know we know that your attention is sacred, and we appreciate it, and we're gonna give you something worth looking at.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys had a chance, obviously, and I said this to Rell, like, you know, in between seasons to shore up your relationship as actors, so that way we, the audience, can buy the chemistry between your characters on screen, as opposed to you guys meeting on this time to be shooting and you're just going, you know, saying your lines. You know, you guys hang out afterwards, you guys talk to each other, go over your stuff before you start shooting?
As a matter of fact, I was just in Italy and I needed a recommendation on somewhere to eat. And I texted Claudia, who was just in Italy before me, and she sent me a list of recommendations, of which 2 I tried. One was closed, and the other one was Armando's.
Armando Al Pantheon. Simply stunning.
And I realized I'm not an al dente guy, so I had him do it non-al dente.
You see, that's all good. Well, we look forward to seeing season 2. Congratulations on the renewal. Let's talk again, obviously, season 3. Let's make that happen so that way you can continue to work. Your work gives me work. Keep that synergy going.
Love that.
Wherever you guys are at, take care, stay safe.
Good to see you. Thanks for getting the word out. Wilson!
Yes, live in the flesh, not the ball.
Wilson, what up?
What's going on? Were you just in Miami?
I introduced myself to you at the party.
That's right. That's right.
Like, yo, you had us last year. Yeah, and we did ABFF, and so it was good to see you again, man. ABFF was cracking.
I know. So it was a lot. Things go by so much, you know, especially when you're there for a number of days. You get to meet and, you know, communicate with people, establish good relationships. So we're here now, season 2. The thing I always say about a show when it goes to a season 2 is like, now they're stable. Now they got checks. Now the insurance is covered. Because you never know the way TV is these days. After season 1, you know, if they don't renew it after 3 or 4 episodes, you got to wait and see.
So last year, you was like, all right, y'all, we'll see. What's your next question?
Yeah, because you hate to get invested in characters in a show, and then it doesn't come back. And then you're like, next. But we're here now. What are we getting from Isaiah in season 2? Is he more scamming? I always feel like he's always scamming.
He's always scamming, man. You know, like, you know, you learn in theater to never see your character as a bad person. You got to find out what happened to make them make these decisions that might not be favorable. And I think we trying to see more of his background. And this episode, because this season, because of Craig, you know, turning his back on him, he's on the run, he's on the lam, and he's trying to go the straight and narrow path, a different name, different alias. He's trying to be a good guy. But man, Wilson, man, the sins of his past come to haunt him, and he got to resort back to what he knows, that scamming life. and he has to go and get the help of the person he knows who's going to be there for him, who is his brother. So it's a whole 180 for Isaiah's character this season.
That's the thing, during the first season of any show, it's always about introducing characters and, outside of Craig, you don't know so much about the others. But now, as you mentioned, he's going to be doing a lot right here. Do they give you a chance to be you, or is it all about the page?
Nah, man, I think the reason they hired me is because I was going to do me. My audition was kind of awkward. It was weird. I was sitting there eating cereal doing my lines because that's what, you know what I mean? I was giving Craig nicknames. Like, reading the script, I knew I would have room to do me. And those are the roles I try to go for. And I don't think it was a traditional audition. I'm not sure it's what they were expecting, but I think they saw something different. And I'll read a line, but I'll Terrell it up because I'm gonna know a black dude from Miami who scams. I got cousins, I got uncles. You know what I mean? My Uncle Mike locked up right now because of that. So I knew this guy, and I knew if you want me to do it, I'm gonna do it my way. And luckily, they thought it was also working, and here we are.
Now that you're on the show and you've been doing a couple episodes and you've done more, what did you learn about yourself as an actor that helps you grow?
The thing I learned about myself as an actor is patience. I'm a fast talking DC city kid, and every character might not be that. So I think it's about patience, letting me grow with the character. There's a certain level of vulnerability I've never had to show as a comedic actor before. But this show is a single cam, and we have those moments. So it allows me to calm down, to not be the comic every time. I don't have to be the funniest guy in the room. And essentially, I'm kind of playing the villain. So being able to settle and to really show people who I am in this character and why I am who I am.
Have you and Craig got together after season 1 to establish more of a dynamic between the two of you so that we, the audience, can see that there's a relationship there, that they are brothers? Yeah.
Craig and I knew each other before the show, so we've always had that relationship. I think first season we were living in New Orleans, so we just kind of built this bond. We had to hang out every day. I would go do a show, he'd come with me, we do each other's shows. And I just being in a comedy club, just really vibing, just kicking it with his real brother, you know what I'm saying? And just having a relationship in the comedy clubs off hours allow us to really get to know each other. So now there's no intimidation of he's Craig Robinson from all these great movies. It's just like, that's the big homie, and we can vibe and have conversations that kind of play off. I think you can see the difference in the episodes.
What's going to get people to watch, Killing season 2? Because now that we know, hey, now we can get committed. Right. But now it's about marketing. I always say, hey, listen, there's a glut of product out there. Whether it's shows, certainly a lot of black talent, which is great. Because we have streaming channels, we got network, we got cable. But now it's a lot of people letting people know who you are and what show you're on. Because because at the end of the day, if it goes in the blink of an eye,
that's right.
People, you did 20 episodes. So what's going to get people to watch season 2?
I think the thing about the show, which is why I loved it and I signed on, because we're different from every other show, black, white, whatever. I think the first season was about this black dude joins a snake hunting competition to get money for his family. That's already left from what we see naturally anyway. You know what I mean? And so now we have this dude who has a saw palmetto farm trying to get money. His brother's a hustler pretending he's a doctor, and they have family issues with their family, and they're trying to escape this swamp mafia and this rich scammer dude from Florida, and they got to figure out a way to come together to beat all these people trying to hurt them. So that's nothing like any other show I see on TV. You let me know. You watch everything. You got to. So
it's always tough. So when you're not on the show, how do you keep your game going? How do you still be you, where you can still be the funny guy? Because, obviously when you do the show, you got to go with the script says.
Right.
How do you, but when you've done all the episodes and until you get your next project, what do you do to stay fresh?
I'm a stand-up, man. I'm in the clubs every night. So we know what's going on. We know the lingo. I know what people are laughing at. So if I see a script and I can tell this energy is going to make this joke funnier because I'm with the people, man. So, it don't matter what we say in the script. If I go to Chicago and that joke ain't working, it ain't going to work. You know what I mean? So our audiences are honest to us. They tell us what they like, what they don't like. So I think staying fresh in the comedy clubs makes the script way easier. I'm also a writer. So I kind of, through experience, I've been able to see what's going to work, and I can kind of bring a little bit of that knowledge to every time I have a scene in my character. And Craig, his experience is like crazy. So he's seen, he has audience that don't look like us and look like us. And so we can bring all our talents and skill sets to make a successful show.
this show's a dramedy. So, you ever entertain the thoughts of just doing straight up drama?
I doing drama was, I was a theater major in college, so that's all I did, before I even did stand up. And what this show is, it kind of showed, it made me go into a different bag that I haven't really had to go into before. And I didn't expect it, but a lot more roles have been coming to me that are a little more serious roles, different roles. And it just kind of exposed a level of me comedically that I hadn't really shown before. So I've been really lucky to just kind of switch up all my stuff. Nothing is the same now. I want stuff that's not written for me. And that's kind of the goal. And this show has allowed that to happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, when you're not turning on the laugh meter, can you do anything else? And that show gives you that range to show it. So congratulations. We're here. We're season 2. More people hopefully will know about you because, we want them to see the show. 100%. And just keep it going so that way we can talk next year when we're doing season 3.
My man, Wilson, I always appreciate talking to you, brother. For real, man. Seriously.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, my bro.